Hello! As you saw, I have a lot of arrangements around the house that were dying, looking pretty bad, so it's time to make some new ones. And I have a few fresh flowers from Faith's yard and from some weddings I did over the weekend. But then I also have a lot of dried flowers that are from a lot of past weddings I've done, and I feel like a dried arrangement would be fun. Last week I turned 30 years old, and a lot of my friends have already passed the 30 mark, and for some of them it was a very upsetting time. You know, we live in a society. We're fed the idea that we have to have certain things accomplished by the age of 30, but I feel that for those types of things, you know, obviously we should always look at the why. I think a lot of people see our 20s as a really magical time, and for me, my 20s were magical. I tried 3 different careers, I got married, I bought a house, but my 20s were also incredibly stressful. I tried 3 different careers, got married, bought a house. This one's gonna be kind of quirky. These dahlias are like on their way out already, which is kind of a bummer. These dahlias, they fade so fast. So we kind of romanticize all these things, but there's also the hard reality to these things, right? The different career paths, my marriage, my house, all bring me an incredible amount of joy, so obviously I'm not going to discount that, but they're also an incredible amount of work. But the trade-off is worth it. I really looked forward to my 30s because I had this idea, this romanticization again, that in my 30s I'll finally be taken seriously as a real adult. When I'm asked my age, I can say I'm 30.
What are you talking about?
I want to be 30.
Just let me play you this song, okay? It'll make you feel better.
I want to be 30. 30 and flirty and thriving.
It actually hasn't even hit me yet that I am a 30-year-old. I've always been told that I look younger than I am, so I feel like now that I can say I'm 30, I can be like, see, I am an adult. You see? I have proof. I have a few friends that are a decade or two older than me, and some of the things that I admire and I'm so thankful for in their friendship is that there's so much wisdom that's been gained through age. These friends are pretty good at confrontation, which is like one of my weakest spots, I think. So I have hope that, you know, with age, I'll gain this ability to be able to, you know, have that wisdom of being able to confront and have hard conversations and be honest with people. More honest than I am now. These friends that are older aren't compromising relationships over miscommunication or misunderstanding. They're not playing games with their relationships. The wishy-washy is gone. This past year I had my first kind of major friend breakup, falling out with a pretty close friend. And now that some time has passed, I am able to see that a lot of issues were allowed to fester and stay unresolved for so many years because of a lack of honesty on my end and an unwillingness to confront. I prioritized feelings over facts, which ends up compromising both in the end. So with age and with this new decade, will come some wisdom, hopefully, and that is something I look forward to. This arrangement is looking kind of crazy. Also, these dahlias are so sad. I only brought them home a couple days ago. A lot of people have maybe a list of things that they want to accomplish before they turn 30, and I didn't have that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like, you know, putting unnecessary pressure on yourself is not always the best thing. But I understand having goals, and I definitely have some goals in my mind. Maybe not for my 30s, but maybe just for my life as I continue through. A comment from a prior video asked me to like do an arrangement video and kind of like explain what I'm doing to kind of be helpful. And this is not really the video that is answering that, because I'm kind of just playing around and like experimenting and and just messing with these ingredients. It's not like this is how to flower design. This is just me having fun. So I could say some things of what I'm doing, but I'm not really doing something that is that helpful for like general floral design. Life is about continuous growth. So these are some of my rolling life goals, you could say. I want to be more present. I want to go on more walks, look around and appreciate beauty in the world around me, which I know this sounds like duh, everybody wants to do that, but I guess I want to be deliberate with it, like take steps to actually make it happen on a daily, weekly basis. Not just like, oh, I happened to see the moon tonight and it was so nice. It's like, no, how about I'm gonna track down the moon tonight and watch it rise. I want to fight the urge to be perfect. I think so many of us have imposter syndrome with a lot of things that we do. I definitely have it with like YouTube. I feel like an imposter. I'm making videos and I'm not supposed to be making videos. I don't even know how to explain the feeling, but you know, you see people who are very accomplished and have like a successful following and they know what they're doing and I don't. I did get the microphone, I think, to be on the right setting for headphone people. You let me know if it's right. But kind of like getting rid of that idea of perfection and wanting things to be exactly correct. I want to stay curious. I want to, you know, try things and fail. And I think like with putting a lot of my experiments or my trial and errors online, it feels a little scary. It's like, okay, a lot of people will watch me fail. And I don't want that. I want people to see me succeed, for the DIYs to work perfectly, and for things I do in my house to be the most sustainable, least problematic way to do things, you know? And that is a lot of pressure, and I think that, you know, people will be disappointed with you no matter what. You can't please everybody. And that's something I'm trying to get a good grasp on and to really let it go and not be so worried. I think even like things I say, I'm like, oh, this could be interpreted this way, misinterpreted that way. And people will misinterpret or take things in a way that was not intended. And I think that's just life. That's just what life is about. That just happens. And, you know, you can try and clear things up as best you can, but we can't live in the fear of being misunderstood, which is a fear that I have for sure. Another goal I have is to get back to some of the hobbies that I really enjoyed doing. As a tween or preteen, I used to love knitting. I was on a swim team, so in between my races, I would knit because it would help take the anxiety away. My grandma taught me how to knit and she gave me a lot of her stuff. So I have all the things that it takes to get back into it. I just haven't, you know, in so long. There's a little bit of the fear of going back into it, and it's actually a lot harder than I remember, or I just do a really bad job. But I have so many hobbies that I enjoy so much, or I used to enjoy, and now I feel that I don't have time or I don't make the time for them. Like reading, I used to love to read. Me and my friends in middle school, we would compete with each other to see who could read the most books. I've gotten in and out of seasons of painting and creating art. This kind of season, I've made very little art, like on paper, and it's a bummer because I do enjoy it a lot, and I still feel like I haven't been able to really nail down a style that I am consistent in and really enjoy creating with. So I would love to kind of hone in on that with drawing and painting. Embroidering, like a couple of you have asked if I'm going to embroider hats again and sell them, and it's been almost a year since I've embroidered anything, which is so sad because I really enjoyed it for a long time and I was really going hard. I was embroidering like crazy. I do have some stuff in a local shop in Baltimore, but I haven't like made anything new in a while. And I have a bunch of berets that I really want to embroider. I want to make time for these things that I enjoy so much and that I just haven't been able to do. But then also another goal is to try new things. It just feels like time like slips away so quickly, and I really want to try and grasp some of that time and make really good use of it. Gavin and I talked about doing boxing and going dancing. We used to go swing dancing a lot, you know. I think also with the house, it just felt so crazy. All of our spare time has been put into the house, which is good because it needs it, but it stinks. Whenever people ask me how I'm doing, I automatically talk about the house. So I need to find a personality again. Here's a tip for roses. I dry them for a couple weeks and then see, they're still like movable. They're not like crispy dry yet, so they still have a little bit of malleability. When they're in this stage, I like to reflex the petals and then I let them dry longer again, and then they stay in this shape. So like, you know, a normal dried rose looks like that, but if you reflex the petals, and you have to be a little bit careful, you just use your thumb and fingers to kind of flex it back. If it is too dry already, then the petals will just break when you do that. But if it's still in this kind of slightly still soft stage, then you can do this. You can get away with it. And then if you do this, you don't really need to hang them upside down anymore. You can just put them in a vase. Looks good, right? In this one, I'll use my green dried hydrangea, which I have a ton of. Every time there's a wedding with this, I take it home and I dry it on the screens. And then I also have a ton from our apartment still. You know, all the years I've been doing this. I'm kind of greedy. I don't need to bring stuff home after a wedding, but I just feel sad because I know it just gets like thrown out. So I just want to save it, you know? I like floral designing as if it's a sculpture. So I like kind of making weird, wacky shapes. That's what I enjoy best. Another goal I have is to stretch. I remember in undergrad, I was playing racquetball and the coach was saying, like, if you're walking and you slip on ice and you are not flexible, you're gonna tear a muscle for sure, or really hurt yourself, sprain something. But if you're flexible, then you can slip and you can fall and you could be pretty uninjured. So flexibility is like practical, you know, and it's just taking good care of your body. So many things can happen, and if you're flexible, you can kind of eat it and be okay. So I want to be more flexible. I want to stretch every day because also I just feel it in my back and my shoulders and my neck. I just feel life kind of weighing me down. But if I were to stretch, then I know my body would just feel a lot better. That's why stretching and exercising is something I want to prioritize so I can take good care of my body, so I can keep doing stuff. My last goal is that I will take up space unapologetically and I will not shrink in spaces. And this has been something I've been working on for a bit. When I am in spaces with other people, I do kind of like crouch down and like, I'll be like, excuse me. That's just naturally how I move through spaces. I want to kind of disappear I want to be out of the way. You know, I'm learning that it's okay to take up space, and that when you do go through spaces the way that I do, you will get like stepped on. I have been stepped on and shoved many a time in a public space. And I think it's just because of the energy I give off of like people don't see me. It's kind of crazy. So I'm trying to like lift up my chest, shoulders back, you know, walk with purpose. That's something that is, I think it's like a skill. Certain people have it, certain people learn it, and they use it. I am realizing that I need a little bit of that so that I can be heard and seen. I think I'm always thinking of like the convenience of others a little bit, but sometimes like I don't need to be out of the way. Like why do I need to be out of the way? But that's just what my brain does. It's like, oh, we gotta move. But it's okay. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Long-winded way of saying that I'm trying to be more confident. I think our 30s shouldn't be dreaded, but it also shouldn't be seen as something to fix all our problems. Thinking like you wake up on your 30th birthday and life makes a little more sense and things are a little bit easier. Adult life is like clicking a little bit better. Our potential doesn't shut off when we turn 30. In our teens and 20s, we have seemingly unlimited energy, but as we age, we trade some of that in for experience, which gives us wisdom. I guess I just wanted to chat about turning 30 because I wanted to encourage people who are feeling like anxious about it, or people who are in their 20s and feeling like you have to get things done and accomplish whatever. I know this is coming from sort of a place of privilege, as like, who am I to say you don't have to have all those things, when I do have a lot of things people would want to check off before they turn 30. But I do believe the best way to go through life is, instead of like clamping hard onto those things, releasing them and taking stock of what is around you and making that the best life that you can have. I believe in God, and I believe that when you release these things and kind of give them up, then God can take them and do something miraculous and give you the life that you didn't even think was possible, that you didn't even know was available, that can take you down a path that is so much better than what you thought you wanted for your life. I'm just feeling very grateful for everything that I do have and the opportunities that I've gotten, and so grateful for you all watching this video, and you know, you guys have encouraged me a lot in this process of like making YouTube videos. Obviously I am a florist, and that's what I do most of the time, but being able to create these videos and just sharing these things with you has been so much fun, and you know, working on the house has been really rewarding, and I'm just feeling very grateful, and I'm excited to start my 30s and to see where that takes me and Gavin. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.